Hello, my name is Chuck Householder with AEON, and I'm very excited to be able to share with you one of our most popular product offerings, which is Vigilance. Vigilance is our comprehensive network security solution designed for companies of all sizes to help them monitor and protect their network. Vigilance consists of 4 distinct services, which are assessment, penetration testing, remediation, and 24-hour ongoing monitoring, which is done by trained network security professionals in-house here at AEON. What you will be seeing in a moment is a demonstration of the interface our in-house team of experts uses to monitor each client's network 24 hours a day. Before I do that, though, I'd like to briefly talk about the very real and ongoing threat of cybercrime that is affecting companies of all sizes around the globe. Every day in the news we read about many of the large companies, such as Sony, for example, who was just recently the victim of cybercrime, hacking, and a significant data breach. Well, the fact is that small and medium-sized companies are being affected by a network security breach as well. The difference is we don't often hear about it. In fact, according to industry experts at the FCC, 75% of all small and medium-sized businesses have been a victim of cybercrime in the last year alone. These companies are often more vulnerable than larger companies because of the important data they have, such as banking account info, their customers' data, their customers' health records in the case of a healthcare organization, as well as their customers' credit card information, to name a few. And what makes them especially attractive to cyber criminals is that in most cases, they have very limited network security protection. Vigilance was created to help these companies protect their customers' information and help these companies protect their own reputation. As I mentioned earlier, there are 4 components that make up the Vigilance solution. The first component is the assessment. When working with a new client for the first time, our team of security professionals takes the time to assess the client's total network security picture. This includes evaluating all of the endpoints where customer data resides. This goes beyond the obvious computer hard drives to also include the company's document management system, which typically consists of printers, copiers, scanners, and all-in-one devices. These devices typically save every document that is printed, scanned, or copied to their own internal memory, presenting an obvious target for hackers. In addition, current security systems, protocols, and procedures are thoroughly evaluated as part of the initial assessment. Then, the next part consists of ongoing penetration testing on the 3 most vulnerable areas of the client's network: their internet, their network, and their website. After a comprehensive initial assessment and penetration testing has taken place, the third step is remediation. This is where we apply all the necessary fixes to help ensure the client's network is protected and also complies with the network security standards set forth in their industry. The final step is to implement our 24-hour network security monitoring, which is conducted in-house by our team of network security experts. These professionals utilize the Vigilance user interface, which I will be showing you in a moment, in order to conduct the monitoring. Where most security fails is that they are designed to prevent hackers from getting in, as in the example of firewalls. Clearly, this has been a losing battle for many companies, as the newspaper continues to show us daily. What makes Vigilance so powerful is that it not only works to prevent hackers from getting in, but is the most effective way to guarantee that no data gets out. This is key. Now, I'm going to show you just a few of the many applications that make up the client interface and work to prevent data from being stolen. To do that, I'm going to show you our Vigilance user interface. What you are looking at now is the Vigilance user interface that is utilized by our team of in-house network security professionals to monitor and protect a customer's network 24 hours a day. The first application that you see here is the Alarms and Events application. What makes Vigilance so effective is that it is recording and tracking every event that occurs on a customer's network in real time. So for example, if an employee at the client's site logs into a computer, that is an event. If they visit a web page, download a program, view an attachment, send an email, plug in a memory stick, all of these things would be recorded as events. In working with a new customer, we discover in advance what events are normal and what would fall outside the parameters of their day-to-day operations. So for example, if a computer turns on at 3 in the morning and starts communicating with a computer in China, well, this isn't typical business for most companies. An alarm will go off, and our team will respond right away with corrective measures to prevent a breach and the leaking of information. The alarms are color-coded in yellow, and the events are color-coded in blue. What you are going to see now is just a small glimpse of the many different types of events that are being constantly recorded by the Vigilance system. These are just a few examples of those events. This record of events is invaluable to security experts in fixing holes, identifying potential security risks, as well as preventing and responding to issues, as well as also ensuring compliance with industry standards. The next thing I'd like to show you on the dashboard is the Events by Sensor plugin, which you're going to see here. The top of the dial, indicated right here, says ARPWatch. This is an effective tool to prevent hacking due to spoofing or phishing. Phishing is when a hacker sends a fabricated email that is made to appear as if it is coming from a trusted source. When the intended victim clicks to open the email, at that moment, he or she is opening the door to a potential breach. What this application does is match and record every email and web page with the corresponding IP address. So if a fabricated email arrives that doesn't match up, an alarm will go off and our team will be able to respond right away. The third thing I'd like to show you on the dashboard is an application called Availability that keeps track of all of the assets on a customer or client's computer network. Assets are computers and other electronic devices that exist on their network. And what you see here is a mapping of all of the different devices and computers, electronic devices that make up the network. Let me give you a recent example of how Vigilance would have prevented the loss of data and saved a company millions of dollars in damages if they had been a client. This company, HealthNet, reported that a 1 terabyte drive was removed from their company and has not yet been found. This device contained thousands of individuals' private health information. If the customer had Vigilance, we would have recognized the potential of the device being removed during the assessment phase and recommended an immediate fix. But even if it was not locked down, the minute it became unplugged, an N, which you see right there, would indicate that it had become offline, and it would appear as you see here, and our team of monitors would be able to respond immediately. So keep this in mind. Nothing happens on our client's network that we can't track. That is why Vigilance is so powerful. The last application on the dashboard that I want to show you is the throughput. Throughput is very important, and it allows our experts to continually monitor the traffic taking place over a client's network. So if there was an erratic change in traffic, this would typically indicate a problem, and our teams would see this and could respond. The way throughput works is you continue to get a glimpse or a picture of the traffic as indicated by these bars. We're able to determine an appropriate baseline and notice if the traffic rises through the roof or drops suddenly. And in that case, like I mentioned, we would be able to respond effectively. Now, as you see as I scroll up and down the page, there are some additional applications that make up Vigilance. Please keep in mind that each application can be drilled down even further to get a better picture of what is happening. Also across the top, we have additional tabs taking us to different areas of security around the client's network that we are able to keep track of as well as measure. What I'd like to do now is show you two additional applications. On the left tab, as I scroll down, here is the Assets tab. As you saw before, Vigilance monitors every device on the customer's network, and their devices, as I mentioned, is referred to as their assets. In using this tab, we're able to keep track of all of the different devices seen on the customer's network. In addition, by clicking on a particular device, we can drill down on a particular terminal to do protective procedures remotely. We can also confirm that only company-approved programs and applications are housed on each device. Lastly, I'd like to show you the Reporting tab. This tab has several benefits, one of which is compliance. Many of our customers are required to meet compliance mandates for their industry. For example, health organizations must meet HIPAA or face serious fines. If a company takes credit card information, they have to comply with what is called PCI. As a Vigilance customer, our clients are covered. Vigilance meets and exceeds most industry compliance standards, and we can generate on an ongoing basis reports that demonstrate how effectively our clients are complying with those mandates. As you can see here, we also have many different types of reports that are beneficial for any business owner to be aware of and to maintain full control of their entire network. I hope this gave you a great view of just how robust and effective Vigilance can be for customers, and I hope to speak to you personally in the future.